Sweet. So, outbound outreach conversation guide. Okay, this is essentially like the guide that you guys all need to keep in mind and that you guys need to follow when you are outreaching. I've already gone through this a little bit in the modules as well, but what I kind of want you guys to do specifically is let Kenny in there. What I want you guys specifically to be able to do is ask me live questions throughout this. You might have a few things, and also ask how it will be like, how it will relate to your situation. Okay, because at the end of the day, this is all for you guys. Okay, so the guide to a sick conversation when outreaching to prospects. This is specifically for cold outreach. You want to stick to the structure. Okay, genuine opening, like a good outreach message with genuine opening, finding leverage. Okay, pain points, desired situations, your use of questions, retaining control of a conversation. Okay, follow-ups 3 to 5 times if they've engaged, offering the call, like pitching the call. Okay, and then follow-ups after. Okay, and then some extras are follow-ups, sources of conversation, and also qualifying leads as well, right? So here is a rough flow of the script: the intro message, current position, pain points, desires, VSL, and then pitch call.
I don't know if it's just me, but I can't see the framework.
You can't see the framework.
I can see your folder.
My folder?
Yeah.
What? What do you mean by folder?
No, your DJI content.
Oh. Really? What about now?
Yeah, that's it.
Cool. So, essentially, here is the rough flow of a script, right? We've got intro message. So, in door-to-door sales, when I was specifically doing door-to-door sales, we had something called the 5 steps to a conversation. Okay? And Jake, I showed you this on our last group call, but I'm going to kind of go into this again. We've got the intro message, okay? And then we've got the current position, okay? We've got the pain points, we've got the desires, we've got the VSL, we've got a picture call, and then we've also got book call, okay? And I'll walk you through each step as well, but I actually went through like a specific 5 steps to a conversation on our last call with Jake, so I'm going to try and see if I can get that up. Just give me a second. Perfect. So we've got the intro in the DMs, the discovery, the presentation, which is essentially presenting what we've got to offer. We've got the pitch, we've got the calendar, and we've got the booking. All right. So we've got about 6 things that we want to kind of cover and we want to go over before we're about to book a call. So let's go through each one. Okay. We've got DM openings. Okay. So when you're opening with your DMs, you always want to start with a sincere opening messages, specifically when you're doing outreach. Okay. Don't be too pushy, okay? It shouldn't be generic and it shouldn't be long. And your aim is to get the prospect to engage within the first message, okay? So, for instance, Jake, you came through, where did we start speaking of each other?
Pardon?
Where did we start speaking of each other?
Instagram.
Cool. So my Instagram, right? I think you probably got DM'd something like, do you work online too, bro? Okay. Do you remember that? Like I probably DM'd you something like that, didn't I? Do you see the difference to that where instead of like a message like, oh, what do you do, bro? Or do you want to get into sales, bro? Or etc. etc. Like it's something that it got you to engage, because at the end of the day, you didn't work online. But if you did work online, you'd be like, yeah, bro, I do, and we start, bouncing off each other. Might be a business collaboration, okay? Or, like, what happened, you were like, nah, bro, I actually don't work online, but, like, I want to. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm actually interested in something I've been looking into. And then from there, the conversation was sparked, and we were just bouncing off of each other. Do you know what I mean? And that is the exact goal with your DM opening, okay? And you've got 3 methods, okay? You've got to start with a question. Can you see here? When I outreach you, do you work online too? It started with a question, and there was also common ground as well. Do you know what I mean? It was a hybrid of both. Okay, start with a question, like for instance, Jake, with this client, I know you're pushing are you going to this event? You're starting with a question. As long as you've got a decent page, and as long as you're outreaching for a decent page, or you send a decent message, and it's easy to reply, you will get replies to. Okay, so for instance, we start with a question method. Okay, when asking a question, you always want to give them a choice of answer to pick from. So what it would have looked like is, all right, cool. Do you work online too, bro? Is that something that you're looking to get into? Because now, no matter what, no matter which one you are, you're going to pick one, and you might not have even been interested in making money online, but now that I've said, oh, or is that something that you want to get into? At the end of the day, you guys tell me on this call right now, if you offer someone like a kind of solution in the second message, or someone like, if you feel like, bro, do you have a six pack, or do you go to the gym currently, or are you looking to get a six pack? And someone wants to get a six pack, like, even if someone didn't think of getting a six pack, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, to be honest, I would quite like a six pack. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you're kind of like taking them, and you're controlling the conversation, and you're taking them to kind of where they want to go to, okay? And by the way, a lot of the context with this is going to be like, this was for an outbound campaign that I was managing, all right? It was helping people get into high ticket sales. And I was managing it for a friend of mine. So that's why it's all going to be about making money. And obviously, you guys are going to be able to see how it relates to you, okay? So when you're asking a question, you always want to give them a choice of answer to pick from, okay? And make sure the message is simple and easy to respond. Did someone ask a question? I don't think so. Cool. So, how are you making money at Milan, bro? Could probably see if I could hook you up with using an online skill. You know what I mean? Like, say if you're reaching someone cold outbound, and you message someone like that, and you've got a good page, and you found them through something that's pretty good, they're gonna respond because they're like, oh, okay, who's this guy? That sounds cool. Yeah, I want to make money online. Do you know what I mean? So it's like actually starting with a question and taking them to where they want to kind of go through. Okay, and it also just comes through with like human familiarity as well. Okay, like using language like say if I see someone following like a business page, you know what I mean, and I see a calm guy, I'm like, oh shit, bro, saw you follow this guy. Are you into making money online too? Or are you in sales too? You know what I mean? It's like a good question, and there's familiarity, because what a lot of people, when you outreach them, they're going to be like, why the fuck is this guy messaging me? Like, what does this guy want? But if there's familiarity with it too, like, oh, to be honest, mate, I just saw your page, and I saw you follow this guy, I thought you might be making money online too, thought it'd be good to connect. Does that make sense, boys?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are a few examples, and here's like an example of like, I remember this was like my first ever appointment setting role. Okay, I used to help people. The client used to help people create an online agency or scale their online agency, and I used to have to DM close, like cold outreach, DM close, and then get them in, and then sell them in the DMs. Okay, so it was a fucking hard offer, and I still made bread off of it. You know, it was like the first ever offer I was in, and I was in the trenches, okay? So that's an example. Okay, start another question. Option number 2, finding common ground method, okay? So when finding common ground, there's a few things you can bring up, okay? Who they're following, what they're posting, and where they're from, okay? So the example that I just gave you, right? Like, what's up? Yo, bro, saw you interacting with Iman Gadzi. I assumed you might be interested in making money in entrepreneurship. Are you making money from your phone too? You're kind of finding common ground right there. Do you know what I mean? Like, say if I messaged Ibby, I'm like, yo, see you posting about boxing. How long have you been training for? He's gonna reply.
Yeah.
Versus if I message something like, yo, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? Why do I need to reply to this guy? Do you know what I mean? He might reply because he's curious, but like anyone who's worth replying, they just won't reply, okay? So, we want to find a common ground. Like, okay, what's up, name? Saw you liking Hamza's post. You're clearly into self-improvement. Are you looking for an online income at the moment? What's up, name? Saw you're into self-improvement. Have you started making money online yet? Okay? Then you want to add a choice of questions, okay? Now, if they ask you where they found their account from, you can just tell them it was like unsuggested. So if someone's like, bro, where'd you find my account? Be like, to be honest, bro, I was on someone's page and it said suggested accounts. I just clicked on it and I saw your name. Okay, just a nice little tactic. Look, example, what's up, Kelvin? Saw you interacting with Sander. Curious, are you trying to scale your agency or looking to get into this agency space perhaps, bro? Do you know what I mean? Like, I found common ground. He was liking someone's posts, big guy in the space at the time. And then finally, offer a solution method, okay? Everyone loves a solution to their problem, okay? So if you keep it short, concise, and clear, as well as easy to reply to, with assuming something flattering about them, They'll respond. What's up, name? Got a clean page. Just made a saw your, like, you can actually that's the best part about all of this as well. Like, you can actually make a hybrid of it all. Do you know what I mean? Like, you could essentially start with a question, or no, you could start with finding common ground. Like, I saw you liking this guy's post, okay, and then finding common ground, and then start with a question like, you know, do you make money online too? Thought you saw you like this page and figured you might be into self improvement. So I just wanted to connect, or I just wanted to leave myself in your back pocket. You know what I mean? I've been working with a lot of people like you recently. You see how, like, that's a hybrid of all three. Do any of you guys have any questions so far? No? Sweet, I'll carry on.
The only thing I'd ask, right? Obviously, with the opener, like, go up a bit. When you're like saying, do you make money with your phone too in the opening message, you don't think that would come across as you're trying to sell something straight up?
That's why the context is so important. Do you know what I mean? That's why the context and where you find them. So, for instance, if, like, someone likes my comment, you know what I mean, the setter would DM them like, yo, saw you like my post about XYZ. I'm assuming you make money online too. It's like there's context behind it. Or I saw you actually liking this guy's post, bro. I know you post a lot about this. Are you making money online too? Or are you in sales too? Or are you doing this too? It's like, oh, I saw you like that guy's post. Do you do it as well? Yeah, sick. Do it too. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
Sweet. So, offer a solution. Everyone loves a solution, all right? Now, you need to make sure, obviously, your message is clear and that you're looking to help them, slash pitch them in some sense, okay? And questions are your best friend in this situation, all right? So you just want to utilize them, okay? So, let's talk about leverage. Leverage is what you have in a conversation, okay? And your leverage will be different for different scenarios, okay? So if you're doing B2C, B to consumer, and you're helping people with trading, their leverage is that they've been struggling with trading, or they've been wanting to get into trading for a long time. They just haven't been able to, and they're struggling. They hate their job. You know what I mean? They're struggling to make money. You know, and you know they need help with making money. All right, that is a pain point. Okay, so you guys all know what pain points are, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's a pain point, Yusuf?
As in, like, what they're struggling with, what
Essentially.
they're concerned with. I'm not concerned, but, like, yeah, what their struggle is, what they're trying to, like,
Exactly. Why are they there, right? And I always think, like, genuinely, everyone has a pain point. I've got a pain point right now. You know what I mean? I want to scale to £50,000 per month by the end of the year, but I don't know how to do that. So if there was a business owner that had a solution on how they can do that, they could be like, oh, David, are you struggling with that? And I'd be like, oh, to be honest, I am, mate, a little bit. Like, I don't really know what to do. And that's pain. I can easily be sold to. So everyone has a pain point. Don't think no one has a pain point. If someone has a goal that they're trying to achieve, that is a pain point, okay? So you want to figure out pain points. You want to figure out their current position, okay? Like, what are they doing at the moment? What's their day-to-day like? How much money are they making? How much money are they generating? What do they make per month? You know what I mean? Are they making money regularly, or do they not know how to yet? Do they want to make money? Do you know what I mean? Ties into the goals too. Like, what do they want? What are they making at the moment versus like what they want to get to? Do you know what I mean? What is making them want to be able to do this? Okay, why? Like, what's changed? What's the line in the sand moment? Okay, what's their dream amount of money? What's their long-term vision after they've built the skill? You always want to make an A to B trajectory, okay? You want to make an A to B solution, specifically when you're talking to leads, okay? A is the current problem / situation. A is obviously the problem / current situation we're trying to uncover and understand. And B is the desired outcome and the dream state that will steer them away and how we can help them, okay? So when you're talking to them, it's like, here's where they are, hating their job or struggling with this. Say if you're helping with fitness, here is where they are. They're at point A where they're fat, struggling, smelly, can't get a girl, no girl looks at them. They're serial gooner. You know what I mean? They're just in their room, serial gooner. Yeah, I mean they don't. Yeah, they can't do shit. They can't remember the last time they even got to hug a girl, let alone kiss a girl. Okay, and they want to get to B, where they're stud, making money, ripped, Chad, can speak to any woman that they want, make a load of money. Okay, A to B. So A, figuring out their pain points and their current position, and then B is where their desired outcome is. Okay, and then we want to figure out what's stopping them from reaching B. Like, what's causing them to be a serial gooner? You know what I mean? Like, how long has this been happening for? You know what I mean? Do they want to continue staying a serial gooner? Do you know what I mean? Okay, and then explain to them, all right, cool, I hear that all the time. It might make sense for us to get on a call so I can stop you from being a serial gooner. Does that make sense, boys?
Yeah.
So when you figure out these goals and these pain points, you want to get them to expand. You know what I mean? Like I said, why is this causing them pain? Like, why is their gooning addiction causing them to be in so much pain? You know what I mean? Nah, don't worry, mate. I haven't. How long has this been an issue for? Like, why are they unhappy with this? How has this affected them in life and the program that they've been able to see? Okay? But what you need to understand as well is that you're not a fucking therapist, okay? Your goal as an appointment setter isn't to get them to... Obviously, you want them to uncover some pain, so you have a logical reason to help them, and they've got a logical reason to get on a call. But you're not a therapist, okay? So you don't want to be like milking out some of their deepest, darkest traumas and having them cry on the phone or cry in the DMs, because that's not good. Then they won't book a call; they'll just be sad. Okay, and you can't force it. If it's there, please take it. Do you know what I mean? But what you need to understand is that there's boundaries, and as long as you just get it a little bit above surface line, there's like a sweet spot, right? And unfortunately, the only way you guys know is the more you sort of pick up and the more you get help. And no, not the more you get help, the more experience you pick up. Okay, but the goal is to talk to them more and get them to feel their pain. The way you do that is just by amplifying their problem. They are more likely to want to solve this. This is where we come in. Okay. Figuring out these pain points is super useful for proposing the call. Do you know what I mean? Say if, I had a guy like, just for instance, like we'll use the Gooner example again, right? Like, all right, cool, bro.
You love the Gooner, don't you?
Hey. But, say if you had like, all right, cool, someone who was struggling with weight loss, right? Cool, bro. No. Definitely makes sense. To be honest, mate, I hear this all the time. I'm going to send you over this video, and I think what will make the most sense is to see if we can get on a call and to book a call in and see if we can help you solve these problems together. Do you have free times, like 5 minutes? Do you have like a free 30 minutes in the next couple of days? Perfect. Yes, book them in on a call. Okay, and I'll go into that later on. Okay, but here we have obviously pain points. This is something that's stopping them from getting their goals. I've kind of obviously shown you guys that. And you just want to figure out their problems by asking where they're at, what they're struggling with, what they want to change, what's stopping them from being successful and making money. And then now you've got their pain points, okay? Here are some examples of sort of me, getting pain points. We've got desire situations, which is kind of what I walked you guys through as well. And the goal of getting their desire situation is to get them to envision their desires, their desired situation, e.g. scaling to 3.5k per month in trading as a setter and having that financial freedom. Okay, how much are you making right now compared to how much you want to make? What's your dream goal? How far are you away from that? And then communicating with them how we can help them achieve this desired state and get them out of their pain. Do you know what I mean? Next thing is retaining control of a conversation. Okay, as an appointment setter, your core goal is to stay in control of a conversation, okay? You don't digress from the end goal. And you always need to be the one asking the questions. And you also need to make sure you end it off with a question, sorry. So to ensure that you're always in control of a conversation, follow the VVQ method, okay? The validation, verification, question method. Ensuring every message that you send should have a VVQ, okay? And you always want to ensure you finish your statement with a question, okay? Example, okay? He's been in sales 8 years overall, B2B and B2C. Oh, cool. Speaking to a sales veteran, bro, eh? Good to hear. Okay? Validation, verification, question. Okay, how's that gone for you, bro? How have you found that so far? Okay, and if you want to make it really good, you can add some context. Like I speak to a load of people who are veterans like that, and they say they want to do this, or they say they struggled with this. How does that work for you? Okay, but you always just want to make sure that you're staying in control of the conversation, because then you need to make sure that they actually have a reason to reply to you. Okay, and then finally, moving up to the follow-up flow. If you're not following up, you're losing money. Okay, if a potential lead has interacted with you, follow up 3 to 5 times. Okay, no more than that. If you sent a Calendly link, so say if you followed up with someone, you sent the Calendly link, they said they're going to book on, you follow up another 3 to 5 times, okay? Utilize the CRM, track every lead so you're talking to so that you can ensure you're following up, and updating the CRM daily are a must, okay? You boys all know this. Different follow-ups here. You can follow up using GIFs, confuse acts, when following up for an hour lead, mention like a topic, previous conversation that you guys had, and ask them how that's going. A great follow-up method is actually like liking one of their messages, because they'll see it and it's like a good way of like you following up without sending a message. It will go back to the top of their inbox. Boom, you're in. Okay, and then finally offering a call. I kind of walked you guys through that earlier. After you've been able to figure out that they're qualified, B, we can help them and see that they're interested in working with us, or they're interested in bettering their situation. That's when you want to offer them a call, and you want to use the reason for what they're struggling with, what their pain is, in order to offer that call. Okay, and it's as simple as that, boys.